Flights are back on track this morning after the end of the government shutdown. Travelers say they're relieved to see steady schedules after days of uncertainty. MTN's Evan Charney has more from the Helena Regional Airport.
The FAA has lifted nationwide flight restrictions, clearing the way for smoother travel heading into the holiday week. Now, with operations back to normal, we hear from the Helena Airport director and travelers looking for a trouble-free trip ahead of the holiday rush.
I'm very relieved. I'm relieved there's no issues.
Over the past few weeks, travel plans have been up in the air as the FAA temporarily capped the number of flights because of a nationwide shortage of air traffic controllers. Helena didn't face staffing issues itself, but some of the major airports it connects through did, and that caused ripple effects for local travelers.
When they would get to the hubs, sometimes if the flight was delayed, they might miss their connection, or if the flight was preemptively canceled prior to that, then they might have to get rebooked onto a different aircraft.
Helena saw 4 cancellations during this time and a few delays, which had passengers flying into and out of Helena a bit worried.
There was a lot of anxiety because I'm meeting my medical team in Krakow, Poland, and so it would have been a disaster if we couldn't get out as scheduled.
Well, we thought that we may have to rebook a second flight, but luckily it never got to that, so we're grateful.
Passengers even looked ahead to the holiday season, unsure if their travel would be impacted that far in advance.
During that period, we had a lot of questions from folks that would call and ask, what we were seeing and hearing, because I think rightly so, people were concerned about, should they be making different plans.
As travelers voiced their frustrations, the situation also hit federal airport employees who are still waiting on their paychecks. Airport Director Jeff Wadekamper says TSA workers have continued to show up and keep things running, helping passengers get where they need to go.
I have to give them credit. They all stayed in great spirits. They were all remaining, smiles on their faces. They were friendly. They continued to do their job.
In Helena, Evan Charney, MTN News.
Whether they're trying to sell you an extended warranty for your car or posing as law enforcement, scammers always seem to have a new trick up their sleeve. Police in Sheridan say they came across a new scam tactic that's rather advanced. MTN's Will Wagner talked to their police chief about how it works and what you need to look out for.
This individual advised that he received a call from a Wyoming number.
Sheridan Police Chief Travis Koltiska says he recently encountered a scam he has not seen before.
An individual purported to be a paramedic who is working an accident with the male's younger sister and infant.
Chief Koltiska says based on what the caller was saying about the supposed accident, the man who was the target of the scam was concerned and followed the scammer's instructions.
The guy who purported to be a paramedic asked him to respond to Walmart. Well, while en route to Walmart, the story started changing and some questions started getting asked. And at one point, he hung up the phone and called his sister and learned that his sister was not in danger in any way. It was not an accident.
With the scam thwarted, the would-be victim reported it to police, and it became clear the scammer did some extensive legwork.
Hours before that, the police department did investigate a crash with a young lady and an infant child. And so there was a connection made from the crash. It was not the same people involved. So there was some connection made, and the scam was attempting to use a legitimate situation that occurred in Sheridan.
Chief Koltiska says many departments have begun encrypting scanner traffic to avoid personal information being shared on social media or being used by bad actors, as in this case.
A lot of agencies are going to encrypted information, encrypted radio channels, which have no access to the community, to the public. For that reason, to protect people's confidentiality, protect the individual's identities in these sorts of situations, and just to prevent information that could be used nefariously from getting out there.
In Sheridan, Will Wagner, MTN News.